Hi, this is Melvin here, and thank you for watching. I just want to say a few words here, and the three things I want to say is I thank you for watching my videos. The second thing is, I want all these videos to have an impact on you to kind of add value and also to kind of provide some kind of a positive thing for you. And the third thing is that if you have been continuing watching these videos, the two things that I would like of you to do. One is, of course, I want you to consider putting in implementing some of the things that I've shared. Second thing is that I wish that you would be able to document your journey and to share your experiences on your own, so that you will go out and make your own videos or write your own article, something to that effect. Yeah. And so today I would like to talk a little bit about relationships. Now, one of the things I have learned over the last few years, especially becoming a dad, is that above anything else, relationships are the most important thing. You can have money, you can have health, you can have wisdom, you can have the connections, but really without the relationships, and I mean, relationships with people that matter most, without those relationships, life can be quite a void. And so relationships can be at a few levels. Of course, for me as a believer and a Christ lover, at the topmost level, relationship is my relationship with God. So one of the things that I do on a daily basis, as much as I can, it's really to read the Word of God, because that is my way of establishing or my way of connecting with Him, and this is how I build my relationship with Him. He talks to me, I listen, I may sometimes not obey, and that's from there that I kind of get the wisdom and what to do next. So that's the level of relationship, the first topmost level of relationship. The second level after that really is relationship with my family. And with that, really, at the end of the day, I think, if you strip everything away, you should have a firm foundation whereby you can say that, even if I come back to nothing, I know that my family would be there to kind of love me. And sometimes we kind of take that for granted, me included. And so that's a constant reminder of something that I need to do. And so with my children and my spouse especially, I kind of like to use frameworks to guide me in terms of the way I think and in the way I behave. And so the framework that I have today is called APE, APE. And in fact, if you're not aware, at the beginning of this video, that was what I did. Now, APE actually stands for appreciation, that's A, P for positive, and E for encouraging. So reason why I go into that is because when you talk about A, you want to be appreciative of what people have done for you. You want to show your appreciation. And that's a little different, in my opinion, from being grateful. So when I say that I appreciate that you do this for me, is that I make a conscious effort to kind of express that to you. So I appreciate that. So A is for appreciation. P is for positive. So say something positive to someone. I know sometimes in the heat of my anger, I could say something that is nasty and something sometimes could even be painful to my wife and also to my children. I don't blame anything, but I reflect on my emotions and my actions, and largely that is due to the fact that I am depressed. I suffer from depression. I'm still struggling from it, and that's something that I am fighting. Yeah, so the P part really is to say something that's positive. So positive, you want to say something positive because at the end of the day, you want the child to feel confident. You want the child to have that self-esteem. So you want to say something positive. You want to point out what is something that the child has done rather than something that the child has done wrong. Yeah, so you want to point out something that the child has done positive, something that he has done that is good, rather than to keep pointing out things that the child has done that was wrong. So positive. Yeah. And E, at the end of the day, I think, you don't just want to be a person who is there, but you want to be a person who kind of radiates energy, and someone who, after spending time with you, says that, wow, I feel energized after spending time with you. And the only way to do that, in my opinion, I think, is to do E, and E is being encouraging. Now, being encouraging is not the same as flattery. Being encouraging doesn't mean that you kind of praise that person in terms of effort or outcome. But being encouraging is to kind of tell the person, for example, compare and contrast. So one way of being encouraging, for example, when I coach my clients, for example, is that I would tell them that, look, what you're doing now, 3 months back, these things are something that you would have never dreamt of doing it, or it would be things that you thought were not possible. And then now look at what you're doing. So that's a form of encouragement. That's a way to encourage and to tell them that, look, you have put in the effort and you have made the progress, and look at where you are now. And so that's a form of encouragement. So I like to use encouragement that way, or I like to kind of anchor back on a moment that my child has done well. So for example, just a couple of days back when we were at the Houston Space Center, and we get a chance to meet the astronaut. And at the end of his presentation, he was asking people if they have questions. And of course, you need to understand that from where I come from, we're a bit shy or hesitant to ask questions. We're not, the culture is not like what you see here in America, where, when the teacher asks questions or time for questions, every hand shoot up, or almost every hand shoot up. So my son, was determined to have his questions answered, and he raised his hand so high, and he was just persistent in making himself seen, so that I think the astronaut has no choice but in order to kind of deal with that, he had to ask him what his question was. And afterward, I kind of told him that I was very proud of him, and I said something very encouraging. I said that, you were persistent and you waited. I said, first, if you look at the percentage of people who raised their hands to ask questions, that was like maybe about 10%. So you are among the 10% of people who would take that initiative. I told him that. And I furthermore, I told him that although he didn't pick you the first time, you persisted, you persevered, and because of your perseverance, he picked you, and had to ask you what your question was. And then the third thing I said was that, despite being in front of so many people, you asked your question loud and clear, and you were confident, you were speaking clearly. And all these things, I think, are really, really good thing to emphasize. And so one of the things that I like to do is I like to anchor back on a moment that the child has done extremely well. I can't anchor back and say that you've done this before. And what I like to do is also to say that you've done that before, you can do that again. Yeah, and so that's the whole idea. So The APE framework, APE, appreciation, positive, and encouraging. Try that and let me know, how it goes for you. Try it for a week and share with me in the comments. And I look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye for now.